Hello, everyone, and we're live. And I am very excited for today because, as you all know, I have been interviewing people that I feel are amazing people in my life. And Kirsty is one of those people. Now, Kirsty and I know each other from Mini-Me Yoga. And as you all know, in Mini-Me Yoga, we have over 50 experts. They're all experts in their own right. So they all have their own areas of expertise in child mental and emotional well-being, or it could be they're a medical professional, lots of different things. But they all have trained in Mini-Me Yoga as an extra tool that they use in their world, and then they train staff and teachers and such like in education departments and parents. So that's kind of how I know Kirsty. But there is a lot that Kirsty does in the world. So I wanted to get her on today to talk about how lockdown has been for her and what things have come out of that. So Kirsty, welcome, and thank you for coming on the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be on. So I'm Kirsty. I am a family wellbeing doula. So I have a little business called Flying Feathers Family Wellbeing, and I'm a Mini-Me Yoga ambassador as well. And my background is kind of in domestic abuse, and then I've kind of branched out as part of that into wellbeing and relaxation as well.
It's amazing, because we were just talking and we were saying that, now we're in this lockdown again, but it's January, it's dark nights, it's cold. And people are really, really feeling it, aren't they? Everybody is struggling. And, we were just talking about some of the families that don't have safe places to go and such like, and you help those people and you support those people. What can you give us some kind of idea of what tools and what techniques that you implement to, maybe families that are struggling right now or are needing help? What type of things are you sharing with them?
A lot of stuff around understanding kind of how our brains and bodies work and our feelings and our emotions, and kind of really learning to connect in with that and check in with how we're feeling every day, and learning that actually all of these feelings that we have are perfectly normal. Some of them don't feel quite as nice as others, but what we often tend to do is try and kind of put a lid on the ones that feel less comfortable, or we try and hide from them because they don't feel nice. But actually those ones kind of keep coming and they keep knocking and saying, I'm still here, help me, let me out. So just learning how to kind of check in with that and acknowledge that and sit with it for a little bit and see kind of how you can move through it, and with it as well. So we'll really look at that understanding, and then look at different ways that we can do that. So through movement and play, yoga, breathing exercises are amazing for kind of really helping you to check in with yourself and move through different emotions. So yeah, there's quite a range, but I think it really starts with that understanding and checking in with yourself, and having that knowledge about how we're feeling.
Yeah, I think this is so important, and something that I was discussing the other day actually is that we have yet again have this opportunity to sit and keep facing ourselves, because we don't have all of the distractions that we had before, that we could just pop out, go to the cinema, or we could go out to the pub, or whatever it is that people like to do, or eat different foods. I mean, even now going to the supermarket is, you have to kind of think, do I really need it? Do I really want to go and queue up? Is it something that that we really need as a family? So these decisions are, all these distractions are now gone, and we're as a family unit together 24/7, and that brings up a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. I mean, I have two children myself. Mine are 7 and 5, and we've had some really, all of us have had some really big emotions throughout this, and different stages as well. So kind of the first lockdown, we were outside a lot. We're very fortunate that we have quite a lot of outdoor space, and we have local outdoor space that we can go to as well, which really, really helped. But I think this time, again, with it being January and it's rainy and gloomy, you're spending much more time indoors and more time together. So these things that you would normally have, that separation and those boundaries in place, that's your work time, that's your home time, that's school time, we don't have that at the moment, do we? So everything's kind of blurring into one. So there's a lot of pressure for people. It's difficult.
Yeah, and I think it's wise to and important to acknowledge that it is okay if you feel overwhelmed. It's not nice, but you're not failing. You're not, it's not that you're not doing a good job or or anything. That these changes and these different circumstances that we're living in can be overwhelming, and sometimes we might feel okay, and then other times we might feel not so okay. What is your top tip if you've got a mum, I'm just say, and a dad, because there are dads out there that are, stay-at-home dads as well, and what have you. So if mum or dad are at home, the kids don't want to do the homeschooling anymore, they're sick and tired of being online or whatever, and everybody's arguing, and they've just got to the point where they're kind of that, okay, I'm not sure how much more I can take of this. What can they do? What would you be your number one tip?
I would say choose connection. Switch off the laptop, switch off everything. It's okay, the schoolwork can wait, and it's taken me quite a while to get on board with this as well, because I felt like things have to be submitted immediately, and they don't. Take a wellbeing afternoon or day or a couple of hours and just choose connection, because when we feel connected and safe, then we're in a much better place to learn. So yeah, just do something, whether it's playing or do something that they're interested in, whether they want to go on their video game and teach you how to use it, or whether they want to sit and read with you, or they just want to have a kind of a little bit of a tickle and a play fight, and just choose that connection with them and get into their interest to help you to do that, and then go back to the schoolwork later.
I love that, like a well-being afternoon or something, just the permission to say, okay, let's all stop, let's just do something fun, let's do something together, let's just connect. I really like that. It's very simple and everybody can do that, which is phenomenal. Thank you for that. So Kirsty, you have the background of helping people and helping families, and you have 2 children of your own. And in the first lockdown, I heard that you did something that you had never done before. Now, can you tell us the story of how your book came about and how it all started? And can you talk us through that whole process?
Yeah, so in the first lockdown, we, as everybody, we were all kind of really struggling to kind of cope with the changes in routine, and I use guided imagery scripts a lot with my children, and we do them at bedtime and at different points in the day, and during my mini-me yoga training, actually, we'd had an opportunity to have a go at writing our own, and I felt like I needed something that could be tailored to what we were experiencing, but also give them a bit of escapism. And I remembered that I'd done this script during the mini-me yoga training, so I pulled it out, and it was about fairy school and learning to fly and find your wings. So I kind of pulled that out and started rejigging it, added to it, wrote some more, and then started reading it to the kids on a night, and it was actually my little boy who turned around and said, "Did you write this, Mummy?" I said, "Oh yeah." And he said, "Oh, it's really good. It's like them ones in that book that you read to me. You should have your own book." And I just laughed it off really, and carried on, because I found I really enjoyed the writing. It was really helping me. It was giving me something to do. So I carried on writing a few more, and again sharing them with the kids. And my little boy kept saying, "Honestly, Mummy, you should turn this into a book." So I actually sent them copies of them to my mum, laughing, saying, "Oh, bless, Noah said this. It's really funny." And she came back, and her response, I was expecting to be a load of laughing faces again, but she actually sent me some drawings of her kind of interpretation of what I'd written, and she brought Fairy School to life. So it kind of became a bit of a family wellbeing project that supported us all through the first lockdown. So I continued to write for Wellbeing. Who knew? I absolutely love writing, and I still do it now. The kids enjoyed reading them. They gave us feedback on them, and my mum's done all of the artwork, which again we shared with the children, and they kind of commented and told us what they liked. So I actually got an email today. It's just about to go to print. So this thing that started off as just a way of kind of supporting me and the children kind of grew into this big family wellbeing project that helped us, and hopefully will go out into the world and help more people, because I think we should all believe in fairies and magic. It's around us all the time.
Well, I'm already sold on that. If you mention fairies, I am there. I am there. Absolutely. They absolutely bring, I mean, it's so important for children to have the access to magic, I think, and for them to believe that anything is possible. Anything is possible, because if we believe anything is possible, it means that they can do anything, so I love this. And I think, was it Einstein? I don't know if it was that he said, if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales every night, and if you want them to be even more intelligent, then read them even more stories every night. So I think that's a fantastic that's a fantastic thing that you've been able to create. Now, so these stories, so you've got the one about the fairy school and what have you, and I don't suppose maybe I should have asked you before, but maybe I should have asked you so we could see some of the images, but maybe we have to wait until the book is out.
Hang on, I might be able, let me see if I can find them. They might be behind me.
Oh, wow. As if by magic, we might be able to pull them out.
I've got some of them here. Bear with me.
I feel, now, is your mum an artist?
She has always done calligraphy and artwork, but this was something completely new to her as well. But honestly, the drawings are just absolutely beautiful. She's done such a good job of kind of bringing the world. So I don't know if you can see.
Oh my goodness, it's absolutely beautiful.
This one is called Friendship is a Priceless Gift.
Oh my goodness, beautiful artwork.
Let's see if I can pull another one out. She's fabulous. So this one is our head fairy, Queen Lizzie Bell.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. And love the heart throne as well. Oh my goodness, that's just delightful. Lovely. I love that.
But yeah, we go through kind of different lessons, and it's all around finding and connecting with your inner magic, and your kind of inner qualities, and understanding that you are unique and you are magic. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am definitely sold. I should be number one purchaser, because definitely the magic within. And so isn't that wonderful that you out of this difficult time, that you found a skill and you found something that you enjoyed doing and that would also help with the mental and emotional well-being. And so did your mum as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's lovely, and it is that kind of. There has been obviously so many negatives, and difficult times for everybody, but within that there's also been a real opportunity, like you'd mentioned earlier, that real opportunity to face yourself and check in with yourself and actually have to be with yourself, because we don't often have to do that, and lockdown has given us the opportunities to do that, and some of that has been crazy hard and crazy difficult for a lot of people on a lot of levels, but yeah, on the plus side for me, it definitely has been that chance to slow down and get into writing and find stuff that I enjoyed that I just wouldn't have had the opportunity to do before. But now it's essential because it's a real part of that wellbeing toolkit. So yeah, I think it's really, really important to find something that, whatever that is, that makes you feel good.
Yeah, I agree. And like I always say, and I was talking to my husband about this the other day, is like in every, difficult moment where we feel like things are changing and we're having things taken away from us or that we don't have the opportunity to do anymore, there's always space for something new. Because that's what that's what metaphysics is like, okay, so we have something in a space, and if you take it away, then there's still a space there, so you can fill it with whatever you want, and we get the choice of whether we're going to fill it with something positive or we're going to fill it with something that maybe not so positive. So we've got that choice, and what an amazing family project. Now, so what are the plans for the book then? How can people access it, or will it be in hard copy or online or both?
So we have it. It's going to be hard copy. It's going to be in print. The lady who's kind of pulled it all together for us is fabulous. She's kind of turned it into something really, really beautiful. So I'm super excited for it to be going to print now. So I will hopefully have copies within the next couple of weeks, and then I will be putting them on Amazon, on my Facebook page. I'm not technical enough to have my own website just yet, but that's something that I'm working on. And my mum will obviously be putting it on her page as well. And then I'm going to be contacting lots of lovely local shops as well to see if they would like to stock them. And yeah, just getting the word out and contacting people on Facebook and everybody I know, basically, to say, look, here it is, and it's beautiful.
Yes. Oh yeah, well definitely Mini Me Yoga, we want to post it on our Facebook page and what have you, so don't forget us, because we want to share it as well, so make sure that we get to do that. How wonderful. So this is the first book, and how many stories are in the book? Is it one? It's one. Is it the main character is the fairy? How is it?
So it's set up so that through each guided visualization, you are the fairy. So it's imagining that you are that fairy. You're going into that world. So explore different things, finding your wings, finding your safe place. But we have a lovely one which is about a wand ceremony, where you kind of find the colour of your unique pixie dust, your unique fairy magic, and you get your wand, so that you can share your magic with the world. So there's 5 main stories, and we link it to you kind of visualizing who your fairy friends are, because we're building those connections throughout the story. But there is Queen Elizabeth as our head fairy who appears throughout. So there's 10 main ones, which are kind of set up to use for when you want a bit of a longer relaxation, some ideal for bedtime. weaving into your bedtime routines with any kind of yoga or breathing exercises that you do. And then there are 10 shorter ones as well. So those are really just a couple of minutes. So if you need just to bring the energy levels down a little bit, or you just need a moment of connection, you can get snuggled up under a blanket and share it and look at the pictures together as well, and read it. But they're much shorter, so you can kind of fit that throughout the day if you wanted to. And there is a couple of little tips throughout about kind of relaxation with children, because it doesn't always look how we think it might look, because they relax in a different way. So how to kind of manage that and enjoy it, and then also a couple of little breathing exercises around sharing your magic with the world as well.
I love that. Maybe we can get you on when the book is launched, and you perhaps could read one of them out to the, and just to give us a sample. That would be amazing. So what are your plans then going forward after the book? Are there more books in the pipeline, or are you just going to see how this goes? Are you like J.K. Rowling, or you've already got it all planned out for the next gazillion years, and
yeah, I'm not so sure book wise. I have continued writing, so there may be, but definitely a lot of the stuff within the books has certain affirmations throughout it, so I'm definitely thinking of some affirmation cards to go alongside that kind of link in with the book, and I have a whole fairy school planned of how to kind of bring that world to life. Obviously COVID, my idea was that would be in person in a woodland, and would involve lots of potion making and lovely stuff, but COVID restrictions won't allow for that at the moment, so it's how we can kind of go about doing that, and whether we can kind of bring some of that online. But yeah, so definitely kind of there's definitely more to come, and I love how it fits with everything else that I do, like you can fit mini me yoga is magical and kind of fits with the theme and family well-being. It just it kind of feels very aligned.
It's amazing. We're getting some comments. Yes, I'm all up for fairy school. I mean, as you know, I teach in a mystery school, so I am all about magic schools. And also, it's so interesting how, the story that you talked about, how you got your wand and you get to share your magic with the world. And that's exactly what we do, with the mystery school lineage. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like, it's all about that. It's finding that magic, and then you get to go and share it with others in the world. My goodness. Okay, so we've got some comments. Beautiful artwork. I'd like to buy a copy. You've got some pre-orders here already. And somebody's asked, unfortunately I can't see their name, it just comes up as Facebook user, but will there be an audio book by any chance? And they'd love one in Australia when the international post is available. So and they're getting very excited about fairy school. So I think I think you're going to be busy.
Excellent. We haven't really thought about an audiobook, but I was thinking about it, because obviously sometimes you want to enjoy that relaxation as well, and if you're reading it, as much as I love reading them, and I find I go into almost a meditative state myself when I'm reading, but sometimes it's nice just to be able to kind of lie and listen to it as well yourself, isn't it, without having to read it. So that's definitely something that I can look into.
I think the audiobook would be amazing. I think it's all be amazing. So I'm very excited to see where that goes. So in terms of your own family, will your children be your number one critics and reviewers? Are they getting involved in writing any of the stories now, or do they get to say where the characters go and what have you? Are they getting more into it?
Yeah, absolutely. My daughter in particular is now a nature fairy. So since we started writing it, she has created this. Well, it may well have happened in a past life, because she talks about her fairy mum and dad and how she's a nature fairy. So it's brought so much kind of into our world, and she creates stories all the time. And my little boy too. He likes to listen to them, and he likes to listen to our crazy stories and pretend that he's not into it, but really, he loves it.
Oh boy, it's so funny. I know when I was teaching kids yoga, to them directly, the boys would always, like put up like, oh yeah, I'm not sure I want to do this. And then they would be the ones that were totally into it all of the time, and they would be, like, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? And it's like, oh my God, they really get into it, don't they? And I think that's so important as well, is presenting these things to young males, young boys, so that they can also enjoy the magic, and they can also enjoy connecting to their emotions and expressing themselves. Yes, okay, that they might do it differently to girls, but sometimes I feel like, they're under pressure not to, not to be into it because it's too girly or whatever. But I really feel they get so much from it.
Yeah, absolutely. My little boy absolutely loves the visualizations and any chance to kind of relax. Quite often that's playing with Lego and building stuff while I'm reading something or while we're listening to a CD. But yeah, it's just kind of getting involved in that and you continuing to use that imagination, isn't it? Because I think at some point as we get older, we stop having the opportunity to do that quite so much. I think when they're younger, really kind of building on it gives them that opportunity to take it with them and keep the magic alive.
Absolutely. And one of the main things I think is, for me, imagination and using creativity whilst we're, children, and then continuing that is absolutely key to our society, because how are you going to become a good scientist if you can't create an experiment? How are you going to build the most amazing building if you can't think or imagine something magnificent? How did we get to the moon? It's because somebody thought about that, and they were so imaginative and creative that they thought, yes, we can get to the moon. And without that, that strength to dare to think about the impossible, or what seems impossible, or to magic, that is what creates miracles and these amazing things that we all have in our life, whether it be the COVID vaccine, whether it be the the amazing buildings that we have. It all comes down to somebody's amazing imagination and their creativity. So if we stifle that at a young age, we are setting ourselves up as a society to regress rather than progress. So, I'm a big believer in, really supporting children with this. So thank you for, being on that mission too. I'm excited to watch, excited to see and to watch your progression, and to read the books for myself. I cannot wait. Will you let us know where we can buy and where we can, we can get hold of them as soon as you have them?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I will be sharing it with the world. I'm so excited.
And also, I wonder, now I do know that you do work with families, and you also provide trainings for families. And, a lot of people here listening to you might have resonated with you and what you've said, and they may want to work with you. And I know you do one-to-one, and you do online, and you do all of these different types of things. Would you mind putting in your website or email address or whatever it is, so people can actually connect with you?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, if anyone's got any questions, or if you just want to kind of chat to me further, I'm always open to kind of speaking to people. So yeah, I'll pop my details in the comments, and yeah, just get in touch.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we are out of time now, but I feel like there's a part 2 where we get you back on with the book, and you know, and we see how things are going. I feel like you know, that's going to be something for us to look forward to.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kirsty. It was lovely to have you on and to share your amazing project, and we wish you every luck, and we're behind you 100 and 1,000,000% with lots of fairy dust and magic. So thank you everyone for listening, and we will put Kirsty's contact details in the box so that you can connect with her if you have any questions, etc. So goodbye for now.
Thank you.